Yerp, it's Perp, and Man From is finally back. I'm so glad, I'm happy, because this is definitely the best horror show out right now. This is my review of Season 3, Episode 1. Let's get right into it. Now, the episode picks up where we left off with Season 2 with Tabitha seemingly in the real world, waking up in this hospital, but she should still see the boy in white. A lot of interesting things going on with Tabitha's character in this episode. Now we jump to Boyd talking to Father Crabtree and them just kind of having this conversation. But what's interesting is, like, Boyd's like, are you really Father Crabtree, or what really are you? And he pretty much responds like, I can't really tell you that. So now, with just all this stuff going on and Tabitha really missing, Jim decides, I gotta go out and find her myself. And Boyd's like, you really need to kind of slow down and think about this, but he ends up letting him go, but without just kind of breaking down what's out there, as far as like the spider webs, and just telling him like, look, if you're gonna go out there, be careful. We also see Jade's kind of losing his mind trying to piece all these puzzle pieces together. And then we also see a quick scene of Fatima, her throwing up because obviously she's pregnant. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out this season. I think there's definitely going to be some complications. We're going to have to wait and see. Then we go back to Tabitha, and she uses some stranger's phone, and she calls her mom, and her mom is just so worried, and you could just tell that she doesn't know what really is going on. Is this a real place? Are these people real? But there's a lot of confirmation to say otherwise, that this is actually the real world. We're going to get back into that. Going back to Kenny and Jimmy, because Kenny and Jimmy are going to end up going out to the woods. They kind of say their final goodbyes. Well, I shouldn't say final goodbyes, because it's not like they're not going to come back. But as they kind of depart, Ellis runs and grabs Boyd and says, yo, you need to come check this out. And what ends up happening is all the food that Donna and them have been growing is completely unusable. It's all poisoned. So this sends a lot of people in a frenzy and over to Kenny's mom's place, because she still has a lot of the rations, and they just kind of storm into her place. Meanwhile, you have old boy, I forget his name, American History X. He grabs a goat and he realizes this is the only way that we're able to survive, is if we eat this goat. And then, a conflict between Ethan kind of happens, because Ethan's really attached to these animals, and then Victor steps in, pulls out the gun on old boy, and he's about to shoot him, but then Boyd's like, yo, you gotta calm down. And he kind of just, sets the record straight, like, we cannot eat these animals. We can use them from other things, but we cannot eat them. Then we cut to Jim and Kenny as they're going through the woods, and they see these weird ass statues. They're creepy as hell. And they decided to like kind of set up shop here. And I was just like, I would probably try to just find somewhere else to go, to be honest. This place just gives nothing but bad vibes, to be honest. But Jim's like, yo, we could put a talisman here. It looks strong. We could just, crash here for the night and keep it moving. Tabitha continues to find answers. She does this whole confession scene, which was really interesting, because as she's having this conversation to this pastor, or, guy of the cloth, or whatever you want to call him, he also references Victor by name. He's like, what kind of snacks does Victor have? And that was kind of weird, just like, this person, and this obviously is where Victor grew up at. So I think what's going to end up happening, I'm gonna save what I think is happening to Tabitha towards the end of this review. Now, through this episode, it's told that Elgin hasn't really been sleeping as well, for good reason, because he keeps seeing this when he goes to sleep. And I don't know if this is foreshadowing for Fatima, or Fatima, whatever you want to call her, I don't know if that's, teasing that, or this is just like a bad omen, or something really bad's about to happen to some character. We're gonna have to wait and see. But this scene was probably like the scariest by far. So now Boyd and Donna are trying to figure out what they're going to do. They ultimately decide, we're going to have to use the animals to kind of survive. It's going to help us kind of make it through a couple of months. Ethan overhears this and he's just really upset, but he's kind of understanding that he's just, make sure you don't kill this specific animal, or make sure you kill this specific animal so they don't have to see their other friends die. Tabitha ends up going to the address that's on the mailbox, which she ends up meeting Victor's father. So we're going to have to probably wait till the next episode to figure out what's really going on. My prediction with this is maybe this is a slightly different time period. There are smartphones and stuff like that, but I don't think it's too far back. I think, or this might be modern day, and whatever Victor's father knows and this pastor in this town knows about Fromville or something like that is going to be the key to saving everybody. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Then we get to the end of the episode where this is where things finally start to kick up, and we start to get into the scary From shit where Jim and Kenny are having this kind of conversation, and there's like some commotion going on, or they hear noises outside, and Jim is starting to kind of have second thoughts of coming out here, and he doesn't want his kids to be parentless, pretty much. They already lost their mom. They don't know where their mom is, and if anything happens to Jim, he realizes they're going to be out here by themselves. And then we cut to Boyd and Jade real quick. Jade is waking up from, just kind of losing his mind. He's not really ready to kind of speak about what he's been doing. While all this is going on, you have the creatures letting out the animals because it's pretty much a trap. And then Boyd sees that all these animals are walking down the street. So him and Jade decide to we have to hurry up and get these animals into back into the barn, which leads to everybody kind of being woken up by this. Even American History X dude tries to save them from being ambushed by these creatures. Ethan's dumbass is going to run out the door just because he sees his little animal friend, which he lets the old lady into the house, but they're ultimately saved by Sarah. They're able to get into a safe spot on the bus with I think his name was Craig or something. I'm just drawing a blank on old boy's name. He's able to kind of save them, but man, Boyd and Kenny's mom get caught up. They get trapped in this barn, and they start to torture the fuck out of Kenny's mom in front of Boyd. And Boyd tries to plead with them like, yo, kill me. And they're like, no, this will be no fun if we just killed you. You told us that you couldn't be broken. So overall, this episode was solid. I definitely think it's a bit slow, but that's always kind of been From's style. It's more of like a slow burn. They're going to make you be patient and wait for answers. And I'm excited for this season. I think we're definitely going to see a lot more character deaths. I definitely think that Kenny's mom is pretty much gone for, and that's going to be devastating for Kenny. But it's definitely going to get dark this season. I think everything that's going on with Tabitha is going to be key to figuring out what this place is. I think we're going to get a lot more information, a lot more answers that people are wanting. I definitely think we're getting slowly towards the end of the series. What's going to be Kenny's reaction? What's going to be Jim's reaction to all this? This is going to be fascinating. I think this is going to be a good season. Let me know how you guys feel about this first episode. Till next time, I'm out.